are listening to Chocolate Thoughts with the Chocolate Shaman, Julie Hutchinson. This week's Chocolaty treat to start the show was performed by L.A. Carpool, titled One Night Together. It's time for Julie Chocolate Shaman with this week's Chocolate Thought. Julie, the mic is hot. Over to you.
Today's Chocolate Thought is the chocolatey presence of now. I live in the moment. Life takes on new meaning as I understand the power of the present moment. This is the chocolatey presence of eternal now. All that has gone before has brought me to this perfect, most chocolatey moment. As I realize the futility of past regrets, I let them go. I wash away my resistance. To live fully in the chocolatey wonder of the present, I also realize that the future is a concept, and its mysteries cannot be known. My readiness for what is ahead depends on what I make of today's opportunities. I put my inner focus on making the most of what is before me now in this wondrous, deep, rich chocolate moment. The present brings me new opportunities to serve, to love, to forgive, to understand, and to grow. Being in the eternal now inspires me to think and feel in new ways and step out in new directions and live in possibility. I hope you enjoyed this week's Chocolate Thought. Now it's time for the week's performance over in the Cacao Lounge. Nikki, over to you.
Thank you, Lee. Welcome to the Cacao Lounge, where we feature chocolatey goodies in the music and spoken word that will titillate, stimulate, and expand your mind. Tonight, we have an awesome artist, Mara Mamo, from Cameroon, performing Whatever I Promise. The mic is hot, DJ. Let me hear that.
I promise you this. Yeah, I promise you this. 2 out of 4 are so sure to fall. One other standing, 2 are so sure to crawl. There you believe the stories about it. You may want to retreat, be without. Great intentions set with the sun and rise in the morning as a duty to run. The reason's been the same with all as with me. I wish to trade the blame for the love. Whatever I promise you on
Chocolate Shaman is whatever I promised, getting a couple of snaps or some leftover wrappers. Can you help her keep her promises?
Yes, I can. I'm giving that a couple of snaps.
All right. You have heard her speak. I'll follow up with some snapping and snap behind that. I hope you enjoyed the performance from Mara Momo. You can find her at Old Grumpy Pacifica. Back to Julie, the Chocolate Shaman, for this week's exercise for living the chocolate life. Julie, over to you.
Thank you, Nakia. I love this exercise. This is one that I do quite often, and it is a great exercise for staying in the eternal now and living that chocolate, lovely life. So first of all, just take a deep breath and acknowledge how you feel, no matter how you feel. Just acknowledge where you are. I invite you to close your eyes and just tune into your body and notice how you feel. No judgment, just acknowledgement, just noticing. Now, shift your attention to your heart. Just shift it and guide it right over to your heart. Take a deep breath all the way to your belly and then exhale. Take another deep breath. And now imagine that your breath is flowing in and out of your heart, keeping your attention on your heart. If your mind starts to wander, just shift it back to your heart. Breathe in and out, nice, long, deep, slow breaths. Imagine it flowing in and out of your heart. And as you're doing this, think of something that you love. Could be your spouse, your children, puppy dog, or of course, a bite of rich, creamy chocolate. As you think about this, find the feeling of it, this feeling of love or gratitude or appreciation. Breathe this feeling in and out of your heart. The key is to breathe the feeling and really be in touch with the feeling. You may notice as you're doing this that something starts to shift inside of you. This actually starts to shift the nervous system and have you relax. And I invite you to do this several times a day. Breathing slow rhythmic breaths, finding that feeling, tuning into the feeling of love, appreciation, or gratitude. And hold this feeling. As you go throughout your day, hold this feeling. This helps you to stay in the eternal now and live the chocolatey, blissful life. So I hope you've enjoyed this week's chocolate exercise to stay in the chocolatey presence of now. I invite you to continue this several times throughout your week. And now we're going to share a recipe. And this recipe comes from one of our fans, Miss Susan. And it's for raw cacao truffles. This recipe is simple and it's yummy. They're luscious and creamy, and it makes for a great afternoon pickup. Need I say more? So here's what you're going to do. You're going to blend all the ingredients below that I talked to you about below. You're going to blend those together. There's no need to cook these. You're going to refrigerate them and store them. They actually last for a long time. They also firm up a little bit in the refrigerator, and it's best to serve them at room temperature. So this recipe can vary. You can add your own spices to it and vary it as you wish. And so here's the ingredients. 1/2 cup of coconut cream, 3 cups of coconut, or actually 3 cups of water just warmed, 1 to 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 1/2 cup of maple syrup, 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, 2 tablespoons of raw sugar or honey. If you'd like it a little bit sweeter, add more, 1/2 cup of cacao nibs, and 1/2 cup of shredded coconut. If you want to, you can add any other nuts or seeds that you would like cashews. That's a great garnish. And then here's some spices that you can use. You don't have to use all of them. You can choose which ones you like. You can use cinnamon, cayenne, chili powder, or any other seasoning. And here's the directions. You're going to begin by blending the coconut cream and coconut oil in warm water. Once that's blended, then you'll slowly add the maple syrup, sugar, salt, and all your different seasonings. Then when that's creamy, you're going to add the cacao powder through a sifter, and you're going to use a sifter to alleviate any lumps that might be in the cacao powder. You'll blend a little bit of that cacao powder in at a time. The mixture is going to start to thicken to a point where it's difficult to stir. If it gets a little bit too dry, just add a little bit more water. Remember, these are going to firm up when refrigerated. They will also thicken a bit when the cacao nibs and the coconut and other nuts are added. What you're going to do is you're going to roll these into balls, and you're going to place nuts on top with a little bit of slight pressure, and then you're going to chill and serve at room temperature. Great thing about these is they travel well, but remember to package them in a container where they can soften and still hold their shape. They are so delicious. And thank you, Miss Susan, for sending us this great recipe. And we wish you all a chocolatey-filled day. Remember, chocolate is a choice, nutritionally and spiritually, that brings forth your inner passions and wellness. Thank you for listening.
You have been listening to Chocolate Thoughts, hosted by Julie Hutchinson, the Chocolate Shaman. Please visit Julie on the web at chocolateshaman.com or email info@chocolateshaman.com.